very good evening. You're watching the Newshour with me, Kristween Walia. Well, it was an all-out war ahead of the last day of campaigning in Karnataka. It's not just a battle of perception in battleground Karnataka, but a battle of promises as well. And as the clock is ticking, a massive showdown is erupted over Congress leader Sonia Gandhi's remark on Karnataka's sovereignty. Now, the Congress had tweeted Sonia Gandhi as saying, and I quote, "The Congress will not allow anyone to pose a threat to Karnataka's reputation, sovereignty and integrity." Sonia Gandhi's remark has led to a political furore, with the Prime Minister today lambasting the Congress during his rally in Karnataka's Nanjangud. Without naming her, the Prime Minister implied if Sonia Gandhi even knew the meaning of sovereignty. The Prime Minister said that by making such a statement, the Congress had shown that it believes that Karnataka is not a part of India and that the Tukde Tukde tendencies had even inflicted the Congress top brass. First up, listen in to the Prime Minister's unsparing attack on Sonia Gandhi and her party.
कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार ने कल कर्नाटका में आकर के बोला है, उन्होंने कहा है कि कर्नाटका की सॉवरेनिटी की रक्षा करना चाहते हैं। कर्नाटका की सॉवरेनिटी यानी कि कर्नाटका की संप्रभुता, क्या आपको पता है कि इसका अर्थ क्या होता है? इतने सालों से पार्लियामेंट में बैठे हैं, भारत के संविधान का शपथ लिया है और ये बात बोलते हैं। जब कोई देश, सुनिए दोस्तों, जब कोई देश आजाद हो जाता है तो उस देश को संप्रभु राष्ट्र कहते हैं। कांग्रेस जो कह रही है, इसका मतलब है कि कांग्रेस कर्नाटका को भारत से अलग मानती है। टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग की बीमारी कांग्रेस में इतनी ऊपर तक पहुंच जाएगी, मैंने कभी सोचा तक नहीं था।
Well, the BJP is up in arms over Sonia Gandhi's remark, and the party says that the Congress's hypocrisy has once again been exposed. Let's also remind you, viewers, of several such statements made in the past by the Congress leaders, which has given ammunition repeatedly to the BJP to label the party one with a Tukde Tukde mindset. We'll go through a couple of instances. Let's talk about the Union of States comment that was made by Rahul Gandhi. He said India described in the Constitution as a union of states and not as a nation. This remark was made in February 2022. Remember the induction of sedition accused, the red carpet welcome for Kanhaiya, named in the JNU sedition case. That too was picked up by the BJP. This, of course, goes back to October 2022 again. If we talk about Punjab, for example, the Channi government, remember, employed SFJ leader's brother in November 2021. So those are some of the instances wherein the BJP has said that this is exactly what reveals the Congress's Tukde Tukde mindset and why it's justified to that effect. The BJP has been raking this remark by the Congress since yesterday, with several leaders drawing SDPI Congress link as well. And now with the Prime Minister spearheading the remark, the Saffron Party is seeing red in Congress's agenda in the state.
Once again, the Congress party's attempt to do Tukde Tukde of India, to break up India and in order to divide and rule, has come out in the open when the official tweet of the Congress party, quoting Sonia Gandhi ji in her statement and speech, says that the Congress will not allow anyone to pose a threat to Karnataka's reputation, sovereignty and integrity. The sovereignty is of India. In the Constitution, it is India which is considered as sovereign, not any territory within India, not any state within India. By saying this, the Congress party is reflecting its separatist mindset. Are they considering that Karnataka or states of India are sovereign and India is not? This is their Tukde Tukde mindset. This is their divide and rule plan.
It's an interesting battle. Tomorrow is the last day of campaigning, so let's quickly open this up because the Prime Minister decided conclude the series of rallies in Karnataka with this very unsparing attack that he leveled at the Congress party and in particular at Sonia Gandhi, senior Congress leader. We open this up with Anurag Naidu, author, with us, along with the leader of the Congress party, Romesh Sabharwal, and we also have political analyst Dr. Suman C. Raman. Shortly we'll be joined by a spokesperson of the BJP, Shazia Ilmi, as well. But my first question, of course, is to Mr. Romesh Sabharwal, given the kind of response that's come in from the Prime Minister. And just by the way, since yesterday, we saw several BJP leaders already take to Twitter to respond to what Sonia Gandhi said. Talk about Tamil Nadu BJP chief K.R. Namalai as well, who spoke of the SDPI Congress bonhomie. Those kind of reactions have already been trickling in, but with the Prime Minister now raking it, would you want to explain on part of Sonia Gandhi on what she may have want to imply before, anybody is told here that the statement is being misinterpreted?
No, the Prime Minister has now left in front of the Karnataka people. And in Karnataka, the people wants the welfare. Karnataka is a part of India, and Indiraji sacrificed his life for the nation. Rajiji also gave a life. What rubbish BJP is talking, They have no issue now. Development is the issue there. Karnataka, 40% commission is the issue here. The people are voting for Congress party. The Prime Minister has said, today also he spoke very lie things that I will make Karnataka #1. Wherever he goes to that state, he says that. Manipur event, he says that. And everywhere where are the elections in this country, everywhere he speaks like this. Moreover, Mr. Nadda threatened the Karnataka people that if you people will not vote to the BJP, Modi ji ka Ashirwad aapko nahi milega. Is Modi ji a god? The people of Karnataka, the people of India are God for us. So
no, but if the BJP wants to understand from Ms. Sonia Gandhi, Mr. Romesh Sabharwal, as to what does she imply when she says that, they want to protect the sovereignty of Karnataka. What do they imply? Because Karnataka is a part of India. The BJP is going to pick on this. It's election season, and that's how politics works, sir.
Definitely. How we can divide Karnataka? Who is talking about Karnataka? Karnataka is a part of India. It will remain in the India. We are sacrificing our whole leadership for the uniting India. So these are all the BJP has no agenda. They are losing the election now. They are starting all this. I'm surprised that.
No. So are you saying that the statement has been misinterpreted? It's been misread into?
Might be these people
because I can only go by words, Mr. Romesh Sabharwal, and so can anyone else who's picking on that particular remark that's been made by Sonia Gandhi.
Madam Sonia ji can do like this. She sacrificed her life for the nation.
Okay. Dr. Suman C. Raman perhaps wants to explain what Sonia Gandhi may want to convey and what is perhaps being misinterpreted. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Mr. Sabharwal. Dr. Suman C. Raman.
Rahul ji has done Bharat Jodo Yatra right now. 3 months back, the whole country.
First of all, 1 second, sir.
Okay, I'll come back to Bharat Jodo Yatra because I'm sure Shazia Ilmi wants to say a lot as far as the success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra is concerned. But before that, Dr. Suman C. Raman.
Common sense will tell us that sovereign, the word actually simply means absolute or one who wields absolute authority. It can certainly apply to a dominion which is not necessarily a nation. I don't know where they got this idea that sovereignty is there only for a nation. Now this is something which is something which is being thrown as a last throw of the dice perhaps because they've out of issues after Bajrang Bali, Kerala story and various other things like this. Now the simple point, what was Sonia Gandhi trying to say? Where was this rally? It was in northern Karnataka. In northern Karnataka, there has been the issue of certain parts of northern Karnataka being claimed by Maharashtra, and this has been going on for a long time between Karnataka and Maharashtra.
Okay.
So when she says that I would pledge to retain the sovereignty or maintain the sovereignty of Karnataka, common sense, pure common sense would tell us that she is referring that she will not allow territory to be ceded by Karnataka to Maharashtra.
Well,
that is
when we
obvious,
speak of
which
sovereignty,
most people
Dr.
would
Suman C.
want
Raman, we're referring to,
understand.
for example, India as a sovereign
and
state.
we don't
And we
speak.
talk
There is
about how
there
no
is
one
no
can
definition
undermine it.
which says
Internal
sovereignty
forces
is only for a country.
or countries outside of India, no one can undermine it. That's usually the context that we usually use this phrase, this particular word, and that's why those questions are being asked. But a very interesting,
that is not
but
what
a very
means.
interesting perception
Education
that
will
you're
help.
throwing in. Let
Getting
me take in a BJP response. Maharashtra Karnataka border dispute, that's being said by Dr. Suman C. Raman. Perhaps that was the underlying message that was being sent out by Sonia Gandhi. Shazia Ilmi.
Yes, as an afterthought, but the fact of the matter is when Sumant Ranganathan asks about the word sovereignty and tries to explain to us what the meaning is, common sense would tell you that when we refer to the word, we refer to the preamble of Indian Constitution.
But it seems to be very uncommon.
Sovereignty. So who is posing a sir, why don't you let me speak? Aren't you done?
The meaning of the word
You're repeating
sovereignty,
yourself.
please go and look it up.
If I'm
please
showing,
go and
no,
look
but
it up.
I don't need to learn
Dr.
from
Suman C.
you.
Raman,
I'm
interestingly,
sorry, I don't need
if the
I don't need
Congress,
to.
if the Congress,
It say Indian Constitution with reference
Dr. Suman C.
to the
Raman,
allow me to speak.
one
I will
second,
not-
Dr. Suman C.
allow
Raman,
me
if the
to speak.
Congress was
Allow me to-
very,
I
very
will
clear
not- I
about
will
what
not be
Sonia
like
Gandhi
this.
meant to say when she used those words, we would have at least heard from the Congress once, sir. Not one official reaction so far coming in from the Congress, seeing it the way you do. But I still appreciate it's a very interesting analogy. Shazia Ilmi says it's an afterthought. Shazia Ilmi, make your point. Dr. Suman C. Raman, I'll come back to you.
Common sense.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Go ahead,
No,
Shazia.
so I was not. I would like to say what I want to say without being heckled by a very desperate Mr. Ranganathan. Extremely
Dr. Suman C. Raman,
beleaguered Mr. Ranganathan, who clearly knows not what who's trying to
Please
teach us.
get the name
Please don't
right,
try to
madam.
teach us English
Get
or the
the
meaning
name
of sovereignty.
right. I know your
English.
party has
You can
not
try
been
to
very
teach us
good to
English,
you, but you
but
don't
please,
have to. At least get the
Okay,
name right.
okay. Oh, okay, he's Dr. Suman C.
please.
Raman, but Shazia
I'm
Ilmi,
not teaching
without
you
any
English.
interruption, let him make a
I
point.
teach you English. You can
Let
go
him
and
make a
look it
point.
up.
Go
Don't
ahead,
believe me.
Shazia.
Go
We're
get
not going to be able
Go
to
read up.
proceed. I also want to go across to Anurag. Please, Shazia, make your point.
No, you please don't go to anyone else before you come to me, because I'm being heckled by somebody who is very upset about his name not being taken correctly. Well, I'm very upset about India not being referred to correctly by you and your party, sir. I hate the fact that Rahul Gandhi goes abroad and trashes our country. I hate the fact that Rahul Gandhi goes to various cities in the UK and makes fun of Indian judiciary and parliamentary processes and lies about how the parliamentary democracy works. And do you teach me English if you want? Do not teach me the meaning of sovereignty. All right? Do not teach me the meaning of sovereignty. I will not take it from a member of the Congress party what India's
There's no
sovereignty
point
is.
because you don't want to
Least of
understand.
all,
Okay,
you
Dr.
and
Suman C.
your-
Raman, no, let's not do this,
Read
please.
it up.
No, there is no point.
Let's
I don't want to.
not
Why
take
you-
it down
why
that
you
road.
heckling
Dr.
me?
Suman C. Raman,
Let me finish saying what I
I
want to
gave you
say.
your time. I need to go across to others.
Let
She
me
needs to finish her
speaking. I have
point,
some-
please. Let's hold a civilized discussion here.
Yes. So, yes, and do not interject or jump in. Your time, you speak when you have to speak. Do not teach me anything. I don't need to learn from you. So don't pretend and don't be so supercilious about your understanding of sovereignty. Just say, either say it was a mistake or just say that it's very embarrassing that Sonia Gandhi either does not know the meaning of sovereignty or is clearly a part of this divisive mentality. Not only part of it, but leading it and part of the Tukde Tukde gang. And which has been demonstrated not once
The
but
whole
many
nation
times
knows
over.
who's Tukde Tukde gang.
Okay, no. Now, there are a host of
The whole nation knows.
there are a host of issues,
I agree.
there are a host of incidents that have been spoken of time and again by the BJP. Before I go across to Romesh Sabharwal, let's stick to Karnataka for the moment, because remember, as far as this Tukde Tukde label that the BJP has given to the Congress, it goes way beyond Karnataka, across the country and perhaps outside of the country as well, given that Rahul Gandhi thinks that he can go ahead in the United Kingdom, make those kind of remarks. But I'm going to stick to Karnataka for now. It's very interesting. The kind of reactions we're picking up, and especially very central to the elections. We've seen issues like, a call being given to ban Bajrang Dal. We've seen the SDPI Congress link being spoken of, Mr. Naidu. Do you sense that there are a couple of issues that the Congress raised? Perhaps it's not gone in their favor and is why they've been forced to backtrack, and now these are the kind of optics that are at play, given that it's not worked out for the Congress? Is that a sense? Because that's what the BJP has been trying to highlight.
No.
That's right, Kristween. That's right, Kristween. Sir, please. The question was to me, Kristween, and I would like to answer. Let's also understand, Kristween, in the context of Karnataka, and you made a very valid point. Let's not deviate from, the core agenda and issue of Karnataka. And I would like to bring the focus back to the understanding that Mr. Sumansi Raman is portraying here. I really don't think Mrs. Gandhi was speaking about particularly the Uttar Karnataka border dispute with Maharashtra, because their own party in Maharashtra is saying that we will take every bit of land that belongs to Maharashtra. So I don't think Mrs. Gandhi is so naive to call something, take a reference of Uttar Karnataka conceding a land of the border dispute with Maharashtra. And I think any analyst, as an analyst for so many years, I think that's rubbish. But here, what Modi ji is trying to say, you need to understand. Modi ji is talking about an emotion. And the emotion is, why do you want to question the sovereignty? Because your leader in the Lok Sabha says Kashmir is no more an integral issue of India. It is an international issue. So do you believe that your own leaders from the Congress party, the Yuva leaders of Congress party, who were in JNU saying, Tukde Tukde, who are still promoting the Tukde Tukde philosophy? Modi ji is still just asking, do you believe or do you stand with this ideology of Tukde Tukde? Do you believe this ideology of divide and rule? Do you believe in this ideology of international intervention into this national issue, which are very centric to our own integrity, national integrity and security, and our own emotional and spirits and ethos of this India? That is the emotion that he's trying and he's asking the voters. Today, the roadshow, I was there in Indiranagar. He was just right beside my house. The Modi ji passed by, and he said very clearly that मैं पूछना चाहता हूं आपको कि ये मानसिकता है, ये मानसिकता बताइए. ये मानसिकता का प्रश्न है, ये नहीं है कि इशू है कि नहीं है. अगर ये उत्तर कर्नाटक का इशू रहता तो Mrs. Gandhi would have clearly said, whatever is the issue. Nobody has spoken about. Congress party officially has been very dicey on this issue. Let's be very clear. And if that is a matter, I would like to ask Sumansi Raman, what is the stand of Congress party when it comes to the Belgaum issue or the border dispute with Maharashtra? Can they make it clear?
Okay, what's also very interesting, before I take that question to Dr. Sumansi Raman, I also want to hear it from Mr. Romesh Sabharwal. On very interesting issues wherein we've not seen any sort of consensus within the Congress party. Though Ms. Sonia Gandhi spoke of Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra and what it was intended to do, the fact remains that the BJP has been speaking of, and with examples, by the way, how hate mongers who work to divide India had taken part in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And once again, and I can put out the list for Mr. Romesh Sabharwal, but the fact remains, Sonia Gandhi, who comes out and makes this statement of intent, sir, she had not even campaigned in Karnataka for all this while. I mean, has nothing worked out for the Congress so far? They're backtracking on the Bajrang Dal promise. Whenever, you're raising a question with regards to their association with the SDPI, Mallikarjun Kharge comes out to say that we welcome any secular party who wants to extend support to us. I mean, nothing quite working out. They're not really being able to underline and underscore what the agenda for the Congress party this election season is.
Madam, we have an agenda of 5 guarantees which we have gave for the welfare of the people of Karnataka. I told you that Indira ji has given his life, given her life for the country, for the nation unity is our prime factor, which Congress got for the independence from Britishers also. Now, the basic question in front of us that is Sonia ji not contested the election of Bellary? Is Indira ji not contested the election of Chikmagalur? So these are rubbish questions because these people have no agenda. I am a Hindu. I am Hindu equal to Mr. Modi also. If I will die, my son will cremate me. They divide the country on the basis of religion and the politics they unite.
Okay, so what do we...
They misuse this. They misuse this. I am also a follower of Bajrang Bali. And Bajrang Bali ji, now they are chanting. Bajrang Bali ji will throw them, take them to Lanka now.
If Ms. Sonia Gandhi wants to make sure that Karnataka stands united, what do we make of instances wherein the Congress is okay with the SDPI coming out in support of the Congress party? We know who the SDPI is linked to. We know the PFI's association with the SDPI. What do we make of the Congress vowing to bring back, not just bring back, in fact, escalate the 4% quota, the Muslim quota in the OBC category to 6%. They also want to increase the 50% reservation ceiling to 75%. What do we make of this? how do we see this as an attempt on part of the Congress to make sure that Karnataka stands united? Dr. Sumansi Raman, how would you justify this? And this is why perhaps because all of this has fallen flat with the BJP raising it and nailing it time and again, talking about it, demanding all of those answers from the Congress party. Perhaps Sonia Gandhi today has reached the battleground.
The people of Karnataka, should we leave it on Karnataka people to decide? Now only 2 days have left. Let's leave it, because the Karnataka people will decide.
Sir, I would love to leave it, but the Prime Minister is not letting go of it, and so I'm forced to, take up this discussion because it's a very important election. But Dr. Sumansi Raman, please respond to what I was asking, then I'll go across to Shazia.
He has no agenda. 40% commission is his agenda. They are exposed now.
Sir, exactly. The Congress pretty much was focusing on the 40% commission government, and gladly so. It was a wonderful opportunity for the Congress to corner the Bomai Sarkar, but they let go of that issue. They went ahead and made a poll promise around banning Bajrang Dal, comparing Bajrang Dal with PFI, and that's not quite worked out. PFI stands banned. Now the BJP says you're speaking the PFI's language. आप तो बदला ले रहे हैं, Dr. Sumansi Raman.
Kristween, obviously the people of Karnataka are going to make up their minds in the next 2-3 days, and we are going to see the result on the 13th. Now the point, very clearly, there was one gentleman who said that the view of sovereignty of Karnataka being the border dispute with Maharashtra is rubbish, and any analyst will know that, and so on. Obviously, this gentleman does not know the history of the disputes and how both the Congress and the BJP have spoken about it in the respective states. There is, for instance, the Meghdadu Dam, on which the Karnataka Congress
But has
party,
anyone from the Congress all through the campaigning, sir, spoken of the border dispute?
They will build a Meghdadu Dam. In Tamil Nadu, both the Tamil Nadu BJP and the Tamil Nadu Congress say that they will not allow the Meghdadu Dam to be built.
Dr. Sumansi Raman, my simple question is,
while
you may think these are very relevant issues to the voter of Karnataka, Shazia Ilmi, have you heard anyone from the Congress raise these issues this post season?
These are more relevant. These are much more
relevant.
They are,
sir, and they must be spoken of, but they're not being spoken of.
They're watching Kerala story.
They're not being spoken of. Anurag Naidu, before I come to you, Shazia Ilmi, have you heard anyone from the Congress raise those issues? Though Shazia Ilmi, they do say that the BJP is not speaking of the real mudda, but have you heard anyone from the Congress raise all of these issues that Dr. Sumansi Raman is seeing Sonia Gandhi today? Perhaps talk about even without saying it out loud.
No, nobody has uttered it. I'm sure Sonia ji is not even aware of what Suman is talking about. Which is why Suman desperately, in his bid to protect and defend Sonia ji, is saying and making this up and second guessing Sonia ji's complete blunder and something that is unforgivable. The fact of the matter is that Sumant is simply trying to whitewash it, sugarcoat it, and defend something that even with some random logic that even Congress leaders are not aware of, the political leaders. So he's trying very hard to kind of save and salvage the situation. The big, huge, not just faux pas, but the use of the word sovereignty, and clearly implying that there is an issue with sovereignty. There is no issue whatsoever with sovereignty. Hence, there was no need for Bharat Jodo, because Bharat Juda hua hai. Tukde Tukde gang kuch bhi kare, Bharat juda hai, juda rahega.
Okay.
1. 2, there is nothing to determine or ascertain that our sovereignty is indeed under any threat. So Sonia Gandhi ji, please do work something on protecting your party and your interests, but please do not speak for the country, which is completely strong and sovereign, with or without your help. Not needed. Well, and Suman, try as hard as you may to make it about some border dispute and all that gobbledygook. Everybody can see through the shenanigans that are there and how desperately trying to
now Shazia Ilmi says, hold on. Shazia Ilmi says Bharat juda hua hai. Shazia, if I may, on a lighter note, if I may give it to the Congress, ki Congress filhal Karnataka mein bhi juda hua hi lag raha hai, because we saw a lot of drama take place with regards to the DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah camp at loggerheads. So far it seems good, so that's great for the Congress party. But that said, Anurag Naidu, we'll come across a lot more after the election results for sure. Absolutely. But Anurag Naidu, hasn't this in a sense, turned into an advantage for the BJP? Because like we had Mr. Sabharwal talk about the 40% commission sarkar. That was a mudda that the BJP was really finding itself cornered in. And suddenly we see the narrative change and the Prime Minister spun it around and used it as an advantage. He saw the ban on Bajrang Dal as an advantage and it worked for him. He saw the kind of abuse politics that was at play. He gave it a very witty retort and he spun it around. So that's what the Prime Minister's done essentially.
Absolutely. Kristween, before, let's be very honest with the Congress party here. A couple of months back, they were really in a good position. And they were really doing very well with issues and, setting up narratives. But, last 1 month, I would tell you a very interesting analogy. I was speaking to some of the journalist friends out there in Bangalore, also the friends from the Times Now group, who are covering the story. Now they tell us, I've been telling them, asking them very, jovially, another 3-4 days left for you to, so much of hard work you guys have put in. He said, sir, lagta hai ki ye ek do mahina aur chalega, because looks like BJP is back into the game. So clearly when BJP is not there in the picture, now it is back in the game. But when people go and vote, I think they're going to see a surprise, and they're going to see very surprising numbers coming out. Because let's not forget, now this election has become Modi ji versus rest. And when it comes to Modi ji, Karnataka has given a turnaround of 90%
somehow,
of
Anurag
seats
Naidu,
in
somehow it
2019
always ends up being Modi ji versus the rest, and I don't know how that happens. So it's going to be very interesting because this time around we've seen it very closely. The BJP was in a tough spot. Any incumbent government has questions staring at itself which needs to be answered, but somehow, with the promises made by the Congress, with the statements that came in for the Congress leaders, it's the BJP that's picked on them and completely turned it around. So that's the kind of war of perception and optics at play. Very interesting. Thank you. We're running out of time. Thank you, gentlemen, and Shazia Ilmi for joining us. This is going to continue for the next couple of days. For now, a very short break here on Times Now.
Lines. These lines. What's the meaning? Why so important? Some say they tell the future. A future that sings of hope and prosperity, meaning and joy. Karnataka votes for future.
The Newshour Special Edition.